energy you have and this social media presence, how does that help build the culture that you have going on at River Rouge right now?
Well, it wasn't difficult because this is who I am. I don't have three different Facebook pages, three different Twitters, or in Corey Parker's Corey Parker. What you see is what you get. This is who I was as a player. And, I played with a lot of energy, a lot of fire. And when I became the head football coach, I felt I was going to infuse that inside of my program. The level of energy you see in me is the same level of energy that you see in our pregame parade, which is a tradition that we have here in River Rouge. And it had died off when I got here. They weren't doing it anymore. And it's literally a parade from the school to the stadium. And it shuts down all the main streets in River Rouge. All the old ladies that used to be cheerleaders and all the guys who used to be football players back in the day, they put on their old uniforms and they're marching down the street with you. And so, I'm the front of that parade. It's like, I'm creating the level of energy and excitement, but ultimately building a culture that you want to be a part of. And that's what I think that we've created here. And obviously we have a large social media following because I got a strong social media following. So now we have what you call Rouge Files, which gives people that's all over the country that are supporters of ours, fans, alumni, an opportunity to get a window peek at this week's game, the opponent, the highlights that came behind it, some great music to follow with it. And you really see us in a very, open and transparent magnitude, open enough where last year we had, Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO Max reaching out to our Rouge Files, try and pick us up for possibly a 4-part series, and so, or 4-episode series. So the level of excitement is genuine. You can't fake it. There's no scripts, and because when you start doing that, it gets really stale. You can really see
coaching
something strange.
Kids see right through you too when you're faking it.
Exactly. It's crystal clear. And so what you see is what you get. When I got here, I had to reestablish some traditions, but we had to do it from the heart first with a level of energy or a level of pride that we weren't going to waver and back off no matter who the opponent was. Because the number one opponent that we were dealing with initially was us. We had to be a better brand of us first before we could worry about who we were beating. And so now we're to the point where we are able to deal with us and hold ourselves accountable. That's how we are able to get better. But at the same time, we're able to turn it on against an opponent and just, take the leashes off those dogs and let them run, And so that's what makes us a little bit different. I don't mind running with those dogs. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind getting out there with them. Hey, let's get after it. Let's go right now. And so that's what I think creates that level of excitement. Everybody knows homecoming week. I put on my old Eastern Michigan equipment and I get out on the field with the players. And so it's turned into not just Coach Parker versus the team. It's like alumni and Coach Parker versus the team. At the end of practice, a quick, 2-period scrimmage, 20 plays, alumni versus the team. And it's like it boils over a level of energy, excitement, enthusiasm, and intensity like no other. So it's just some certain things that we have here, certain traditions that have created excitement for not only me, not only the players, but the entire community. So it's been an entire community buy-in because so many people are vested and involved with watching how this place has grown. When I got here, there was about 450 kids enrolled in school. Right now, we have over 1,100 students enrolled inside of our high school. And so most people would tell you, oh, Coach Parker can recruit. It's not 700 additional football players. I only have 60 uniforms, for crying out loud. So the reality of it is it's a bunch of kids that see what's going on, and kids want to be a part of fun. And that's what's made us a little bit different. And obviously, that's what's made us a little bit different. And obviously, it's been a lot of growth and success academically now at our school because of that. Because, you know, when student population is up, student achievement is up. And so that's pretty much what has made our story look very successful on all ends, academics and athletics.
Coach, that's awesome. You know, what's funny is I'm at a private school, and, you know, we've been successful the last couple of years, and I'm sure there are people out there that question what we do and our methods and whatnot with the recruiting thing. And I've known you a long time, and that's definitely not who you are. That's not who I am. I mean, we generally want what's best for our kids, and we coach the kids that come to our building, and we want them to have a great experience and, you know, learn life lessons through the game of football that they take with them to the next level.
Yep, that's right. I agree.
Yeah. So, Coach Barnes, what are some of the things that you guys do at Bishop Foley that are kind of like what he was saying, Coach Parker was saying, that are some like little special traditions that you guys have that are really like special to Bishop Foley High School football?
Yeah. So, you know, when I got hired, our first team camp, we had 9 kids show up. And so I knew it was going to be a challenge right from the get-go. And, you know, over time, we've built up something that I think is, you know, that's been pretty special. You know, it starts with, you know, one of the things I focused on is like kind of what Coach mentioned, right? Like take a broad point of view in terms of like caring about the kid as a human being, you know, as much as we do a football player, right? So that's academically, you know, socially, mentally, spiritually, all that stuff. We're trying to form the whole person here, right? And so, you know, Friday Night Lights, there's something special about that. And so whenever I, you know, try to talk to kids about playing the game of football, like I don't talk about like, hey, come win championships. You know, I tell them like, hey, like you're going to come make some memories with a lot of great people that care about you, make some new friends and whatnot that you're going to carry with you the rest of your life. And so I think that approach has helped me out a lot, where kids, you know, as soon as, you know, if you're a kid that's a little bit bigger, right, all of a sudden everybody thinks, oh, he should play football or he should play basketball, right? Well, you know, a kid hears that, you know, so many times, right, they get sick of it and don't really want to do it. So I kind of take the different approach to like, yeah, I would like you to play football, but I also think every boy should play the game of football, you know, just because of how it makes you feel and what it does for you, you know, throughout your life. And so I focus on that angle, and it's helped us a lot the last few years. A couple of the things that are, you know, unique to us, I think, is we have a special day where we have a football for women day. What we do is all the moms, aunts, sisters, you know, cousins, any woman that's important to our players in their lives, come out on a Saturday, and the players actually take them through a simulated practice. And so the women out there get to, because I mean, I'm married. My wife played women's professional football for the Detroit Demolition back in the day. I have 3 daughters that, you know, the one daughter is like the daughter in Remember the Titans. I mean, they're pretty fired up and love football. And so I think it's great the amount of women that take an interest into our Football for Women Day, and they come out there and they practice, and the players take them through it, and it's great. And when we're finished, I have the boys actually, you know, read a letter, you know, to mom or to whoever's there in front of everybody. And it's a real special, genuine moment where they get to show their appreciation because, you know, don't kid yourself. Sometimes as guys, especially a teenage boy, it's hard to tell people sometimes you love them, right? Especially a guy, right? You're a tough guy and you don't want to do that. And so that's a special day that we have that has grown over the years, and more players that we get out, the more and more women we get out to participate in it. And that's a lot of fun. One of the other things we do is we have a, you know, kind of a, like a father-son or mentor player night. And so what we do is we ask the players, you know, bring in a male figure that's important to you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a male. If there's a female in your life that you consider a mentor or has had a positive impact on your life, they get to come in, and we actually have them put the helmet decals on the helmets together. And so that's a special moment. And then we have the mentor talk about the player in front of everybody. And, you know, a lot of emotions come out. You know, it's a pretty powerful moment where to see a group of guys, because again, guys in general sometimes have a hard time talking about that stuff. And that's a real special moment that we do. And last year we had Greg Jones, who, you know, played at Michigan State, won a Super Bowl with the New York Giants, come out and talk to all the mentors there. And it was a real powerful moment. And, you know, something like, you know, for as long as I coach is something we're going to do. And Lastly, we have an early morning breakfast, and we run the Lamphere Hill at the Lamphere High School. They have a park over there. There's a little hill, and we wake up early in the morning, tell our kids to be there at 5:30. The sun's just coming up, and we run up and down the hill a few times. Then we go have breakfast back at the school. And the reason we do it is because not necessarily that I think the kids, running up and down the hill that, 3, 4, 5 times is really going to make a difference in the season, but it's teaching them that, like, okay, it's okay to discipline yourself and go to bed a half an hour early the night before and wake up the next day, because to prove to yourself that you can do it, because sometimes it's not easy, and sleep's really important to kids, especially in the summertime. But I just want to show them that one time that, like, it can be done, and watch what happens. And it ends up being, again, an awesome day, awesome moment, where it's, it's crisp out in the morning, the sun's just coming up and we're running. Then we go back and, break bread together and hang out and, talk and, make new friendships. And so those are kind of some of the things we've done and we'll continue to do.